10th minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. Minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing tonight? Welcome to the Let's Get Crawling podcast. Well, with only 1 week away, we've got so much going on. It's unreal, but we are definitely getting excited. What about you?
I don't know if I would say excited as I am concerned that we got a whole lot of things going on, and I'm always afraid I'm going to forget something. That's just me, though. So the excitement's kind of going to the nerves, and we're going from there. So it'll be all good.
Yes, it will be all good to, first of all, getting the event started and running it and seeing everybody show up. I've heard, multiple people talk about it. We're getting up. We're almost 20,000 social media views. We've gotten over 8,000 website views. We've gotten over 76 pre-registrations for all the activities that are going out there. We've got definitely lots and lots of people interested in this event, and I'm thinking that we're going to see a lot of people. What do you think?
Absolutely. And every time we go out someplace, we run into somebody else, and we try to tell them about it. Oh, I already know. So word's getting around. So hopefully we'll have a good event for everyone to, keep talking about and ready for another one next year.
Absolutely. And it's just been, we started this whole process back in January this year, meeting to sit down with the park and getting the green light from them months later and getting the promotional, push on it and, just trying to get all the dots, the I's dotted and the T's crossed. Has just been one heck of a process.
There's a lot of things that we didn't necessarily take into account right off the bat, and it kind of started catching up a little bit more, but we're getting it all handled.
We definitely are doing that. But one thing we couldn't do is we couldn't be as far as we have now without our sponsors. And that's one thing that we want to make sure that we talk about just for a minute.
Not just our sponsors, our hosts.
Our hosts, yeah, definitely. Well,
I mean, this is our home park. This is, our backyard playground.
It absolutely is. It's, so for those that don't know, the Let's Get Crawling event is being hosted by Off-Road Shenanigans and Hidden Falls. So Hidden Falls has come a long ways to allow this to happen. But, my company, Off-Road Shenanigans, my team, and everybody's been part of it from the very beginning has definitely stepped forward and helped out a lot and gotten a lot of things done. And, what we expect out of it from the ORS side of things is just to bring the community together, get everybody out, get the wheeling, get people to meet new people, get people that have never been to the park, come see the park, come wheel the park, put some activities out there so we're just not going around in circles all day chasing each other around. That's what we normally do.
So I wish when I first started wheeling that I could have ran into an event like this. It would have opened up my eyes to a lot more. So I'm hoping it does for somebody else.
Absolutely. The whole purpose I started this event, it was just to bring the community back together. And not only that, the history of Hidden Falls, after talking with some of the management out there and been going out to the park for almost 7 years now. And, that park, people call it my second home because I'm out there so often. And I wish I could be out there more often, and I probably will be as I get some of my bigger bills done. But it's just, I consider it my home park. I consider it my park, right? Because that's, I know it so well, and but it's just the same thing over and over again, right? It's just trails. I mean, yeah, they change with the weather and the runoffs and stuff like that, but you don't get a lot of interaction out there unless there's something else going on, like some of the Jeep clubs come out there or whatever else. And talking with the event staff, or the park staff, the Four Wheel Parks used to host events out there, and I've never got to experience that. I really wish I would have, because I think I would have got a little bit better viewing on how they've done stuff out there and everything else. But with COVID coming in and knocking that out, and killing a lot of people's budget books and everything else, it just hasn't happened since then. So we're hoping that we can actually bring that back to the park and get that going again. So what do you think?
I think it's very much possible. Decent group of people getting out there. Some of the park rangers that we interact with on a regular basis are really excited to see stuff happening.
Bobby has been following me like crazy. He's a really good guy. He's one of the rangers out there. Every time he sees me, he's like, "Oh, Chris," and we get talking about the event. He's like, "I'm so excited." He just sent me or made a comment on one of our Facebook pages. He's really excited about it. He said he's been nothing but talking about it. So they're excited too.
Well, I think that's one of the things I don't even think we take for granted. I never knew any of the park rangers' names out there for a long time. I've done a lot of things in different activities. I didn't know people's names for a long time. All of a sudden, I get out here, I start wheeling with a couple different groups, and it's like, oh, if you got to interact with the rangers, it's because you're in trouble.
Yes.
Now we're with a group where we just go and hang out with the rangers. They're more personable with us. We get to interact a lot with them on and off the trail. So it's one of those that it's fun to just sit down and talk with someone that knows the park, and they're like, "Hey, have you done that one lately?" And that's what we did a lot when this park is huge. How many acres do they got?
2,500 acre park out there.
Yeah. So that's more than we can think about, more than we wheel on a regular basis.
It's a very diversity type of park too, because there's not too many parks that have the fit for pretty much every vehicle, off-roading vehicle that's out, that exists out there. I mean, they go all the way from dirt bikes, four-wheelers, ATVs, side-by-sides, UTVs, to your stock vehicles like your Jeeps, your Broncos, or any other kind of stock. I mean, I've seen Rivians out there and Tesla trucks and I don't know, like stock, SUV type vehicles go out there all the time. And then he had the bigger stuff for the bigger buggies and the bigger rock crawlers, or the Adventure 4x4 rock crawlers.
Yep.
So they have a little bit for everybody.
Oh, it's kind of funny because I started with a completely stock Jeep. Wanted to build it up so I could do cooler trails, better trails, protect my Jeep a little bit more. And with riding with you guys with the side-by-sides, we're always stuck on the full size because of me.
Right.
What was it, a month or so ago we went out, we were doing some filming and whatnot. We took one of the side-by-sides, and you took me down some of the other trails, and I was like, man, that's a whole nother world on that side of the park that I never got to go to because, I'm just not ready for that trail. So, it's kind of eye-opening, and now I'm like, man, we need to go just run that side of the park one of these weekends and forget the full sizes at home. So it's a cool park. I really enjoy it.
Well, the cool thing about that park, compared to a lot of the rock crawling type parks like K2, Katimsi, or Wolf Caves, or even like out of state like Moab and all them places out there, those rocks are solid rocks. They don't change very much. I mean, if they do, it's micros of an inch, right? So when you run those out there, they don't really change much. But Hidden Falls, we could have a downpour in one weekend. You could be out there on a Friday, downpour on Saturday, and then it changes
trails are different for Sunday.
So I mean, you get a whole mix of different on how the trails are, and then of course they've done some part trail maintenance. They've cleaned up some trails, which upsets some people, but I think people need to understand too. This you have to do these things with the parks because that's how you keep them up.
I think most of the people that are getting upset about that aren't ones that were there 3, 4, 5 years ago when those trails were that groomed anyways.
Right.
It's just because they've been washed out and through all the use. Like there was some that we had to change our 101 class that we were doing months ago. I was going to like, well, we can't take that route anymore.
Yeah.
So now all those routes are back. So I'm not upset that there's a couple obstacles I really like that got cleaned up.
Baby back is one of them.
Baby back's one of them. Baby back's always one of my favorite spots, but it's all for the better. So give it another year, and stuff will get washed out again.
The first when this
That's
winter
just the way
comes
the park
through
is.
and the storms start moving in and we start getting our wintry rains and stuff like that.
Winter.
Yeah, our winter. The trails will start changing again, and this time when they change, they might change different for the better or for the worse. You never know.
Absolutely.
God's got his crazy ways of changing the trails for us and giving us new challenges every time. But so first of all, I want to say, we want to give a shout to Hidden Falls for allowing us to do this at their park.
Yes.
We really appreciate it, guys. Tim, you've been awesome since you've taken over. Brett, before Brett left, he's been an awesome guy to work with, to talk with, and getting us our foot in the door to allow us to do this. I'm really hoping for some future ventures with them out there at the park that we may get out of this, especially with more events or doing more stuff in the future years. But all parks have their ways. They have to run the administrative ways and all this kind of stuff. And there's a lot of, red lines and tags you have to cut off and go through to make stuff like this happen. And they've made that extra step to make sure that we can pull this off and let us do it out there. So we really appreciate it. So a big shout out to Hidden Falls for letting us do this. Next thing is we want to make sure that we shout out to our sponsors that have helped us out get to this point where we're at now. I'm going to go ahead and bring to our page where the sponsors or partners, as I got them listed here on the website. So I've got Hidden Falls on here, of course, Operation Shenanigans we already talked about, but Bronkbuster is actually Tyler that owns Bronkbuster over there. He, bless his heart, he is growing a company just like Operation Shenanigans is. And, I told him, hey, I need help with this event. And, he pretty much told me, dude, I've got SEMA coming up. I've got a SEMA build coming up. There's just no way that I can do this. And then, after buttering him up a few times, I said, look, man, we've got to make this happen. I need you out there at the event. And he came down the last second. He's like, all right, I'm going to come help you. What do you need?
There's so many Bronco guys at the park. We really wanted Tyler there.
Absolutely.
He's one of the big faces in the Bronco world right now. And it would be weird to not have him there.
Absolutely would. And if y'all don't know who Bronkbuster is or who Tyler is with Bronco Buster, make sure y'all go check him out at bronkbuster.com. He has a lot of new innovative ways of building your Bronco to be stronger for the rock crawling trail. He's got the Bronc braces out there. He's got the upgraded steering racks. He's got the 4Cal program tools. He's got the portals. The portals are the biggest thing. I mean, that's my favorite. We got a Bronco in the shop right now. We're doing a set of portals still, and that's my favorite thing he sells out of his whole entire list. But he's going to be out there and he's going to cook food for the crew and keep our tummies full while we're out there.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, I look forward. If you've never had Tyler food before, you are just going to be drooling and wanting more when he's gone because he is one hell of a cook. So looking for it. Tyler, we really appreciate you helping us out at the event. We can't wait to see you out there, bud. And then we got Best Deal Tire. This guy is, we've worked with them. We've done tire services with them. They've got a shop right there off of 35 in New Braunfels. And they are, they've been running a show for quite some time. And they've just been doing a phenomenal job of keeping with all vehicles, tires, 18-wheelers, full-size trucks, all that. They've done tires on my truck, my tires, Preston's, and everybody else around here. They do amazing work. And they, one of the guys that actually owns, he actually has a side-by-side that's been to our shop a few times. So I think, matter of fact, is here now getting an upgrade drive shaft put in it, waiting for the next for the event. So we can't wait to see him out there. So Beth Deal Tire guys, we really appreciate y'all helping us out as well. And then we had the Christian Jeep Association chapter 12, the Texas chapter, pull through, and they helped us out with some name sponsorship and a wristband sponsorship, and they're a Christian Jeep group. Pretty much, they spread the word and help out in the gospel way, and bring all the the religious type Christian Jeepers out together and do the Jeeping or the off-roading world just like we do. So they're a great group to have, and we really appreciate having them on board. So make sure you go check them out at the Christian Jeep Association website. And then good old Stephanie at Goats Trail out there and helping us out with all of our swag, our shirts and our hats and all that good stuff. And she's been phenomenal getting the the shirts designed and the hats designed and all that kind of stuff. On the back of our shirts, we're gonna have all these logo or all these sponsors on the back of them, saying thanks to them. And then of course we'll have our logos on them. So by the way, which brings me to a point, don't forget that's going to be showing up on our website pretty soon. So people need to look out for a swag or merchandise link on our website coming up here in the next week or two to be able to order some of the Let's Get Crawling swag, hats and shirts. So Stephanie, we appreciate you helping us out with us, and we can't wait to get some of them shirts and hats on to the people that want to be a part of the event. And then Taylor came through last minute last week. He came and saw us. Taylor is part of the family, the Crested Roofing family. They do roofings all of the state of Texas, and they Taylor's been a big part of this group and a big part of the family here. He comes here after hours and helps us out with a lot of the builds and everything else, but Crested Roofing is, they are a family-owned and operated business out of San Antonio. They do phenomenal work. He's constantly, when he does come here, he's always got his computer with him, always trying to knock out, side work when he's trying to get the stuff done, trying to mingle with us, helping us get our projects done. So Taylor's always busting his butt. So I know they're busy and they've always got good work getting done over there. So make sure you check out Crested Roofing. So those are our sponsors, and we just want to give a huge shout out to everybody for helping us out and getting us going on the event, because without them we couldn't do the pay for half the stuff that we got to pay for here, right? So real quick, we're going to go ahead and navigate off of here and go back to the event, actually what we've got going on and how we're running it, and what exactly to expect of the event, and understand the schedule and how the schedules work, and see how how to check in and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about that now. I'm sorry, I'm trying to navigate. There we go. We got a bigger screen now. Got some comments we're going to hit here real quick. Amy says, can't wait to meet you guys. We're bringing a hell of a group of crawlers. Well, that is exciting to hear. I'm super excited about it.
Absolutely.
Amy, that's awesome. We are super excited and can't wait to see y'all. And I think we just answered your question about the merch. We have merch on site. Yes, we will have. We weren't 100% sure how much merch we're going to sell. So what I think we're bringing 125 shirts of all different sizes, mainly I think 40 extra larges, 40 larges, but we do have smalls to I think 3XL. So yes, we will have merch on site and hats as well. So, and I'm going to try to get some stickers. We'll see if we have a timeline to get stickers in. So, but absolutely. Thank you for asking. All right. So the schedule, just to do a rundown of the schedule. Why don't you tell me a little bit what's going on Thursday, the first day of the event?
Let's see here. Registrations, if you get there early enough, get registered for the different events that you want to. If you haven't already done so online, we'll have a driver's meeting around 11 o'clock in time to prepare people for the guided trail rides later that afternoon, starting at 1 o'clock. So the trail rides are going to be good enough that we're hoping to have 10, 12 in a group. It all depends on how many people are signed up and just how many volunteers we have that are going to help us out with the park. So we're still working on trying to get enough volunteers signed up. There's a couple people that are trying to get us some extra bodies just in case we need to run a couple extra runs. Because we're getting a lot of people signing up for the trail rides. So
we are, yeah, absolutely.
we're trying to make sure we have enough. If not, we'll kind of overlap them a little bit. We don't have much going on Thursday after that. So if we got to stack them, a couple trips back to back, they're not real long rides. So it wouldn't be too long. By the time the first group is done, the second group's already aired down and ready to go.
Yeah,
and we'll
so
just knock them out.
the biggest thing about the trail ride, and I left it open mainly for Thursday because it's an opening day, right? So not a whole bunch of people can take off the 4 days to come out to the event. But we want to make sure we got out there early enough to set the event up, make sure everything's good and running good. So Thursday kind of like our dry run day, I guess you could say. But I did the guided trail ride at 1 p.m. So that way we can get everybody that is starting to show up in the park, to get familiarized with the park. We'll take them down some of the basic park roads. Maybe we'll do a park road to North Pole kind of run, show them around the full size area. Some of the side by sides might show up. We can go show them the UTV side. Kind of give them a run through the park, just kind of break them in, right? Give them a little soft break in. So, and then Amy said that awesome. We're impatiently counting down the dates. So are we. So are we for sure. Noah said, "What's up? What's going on, Noah? Can't wait to see y'all out there." So Friday, that's when the days actually start kicking off a little bit. Registration or the park opens at 8 a.m. So once you get out there to the park and get your entry fees at the park done, we'll go a couple hours in there to play around with, to get y'all set up, camping set up, whatever you got to do. If you want to go drive a little bit before stuff starts kicking off, you have time to. For people that are signed up for the event on Friday, which is the time trail completion courses, which is the Park Roads course, the Midnight Run course, and the Bronco Buster course. We will have a drivers and safety meeting just to kind of reiterate the park rules and how to do the time trail competitions or completions, I should say. And we will also have cheat sheets. I printed cheat sheets to kind of like step-by-step guides, so that way people don't forget how to do things. We'll hand those out at the time as well, and make sure nobody has any questions. That's the most biggest thing, right? So we'll do that. And then we have, once that'll run pretty much all day long on Friday. We will have live music starting at 6 p.m. on Friday evening there at the pavilion in the general store area, in area B. So we have Little Ruckus coming out from, I believe they're from San Antonio. It's a newer band, a local band. So we're excited to have them out there and come play some music for us. And then at 9 p.m. on Friday, we will have the night trail ride. So we'll do pretty much what we call our Park Road to North Pole ride. We'll go up to, we'll take the Park Road up to North Peak, take North Peak up. We normally don't do really any crawling that night. We normally take all the easy stuff, all the bypasses and everything else, but we normally take that fence line, up to the backside of Wildcat Mountain, go up to the Wildcat. Everybody likes the night overview with all their fancy rock lights and, LED glow lights and all that kind of stuff. Good photo part or opportunity, see the whole park overview. And then be back at the park by 11, or be back and over the night ride by 11:30 p.m. And then Saturday is the big day. So that's the day you definitely don't want to miss. If you're not staying out there all weekend and you're not getting to just come out there just for the day, Saturday is definitely the day you don't want to miss. I'm excited about Saturday.
Saturday's going to be busy.
Saturday's going to be
going to be a real busy day.
So Saturday, again, the park opens at, and let me step back one. I believe we have an updated schedule as well on our website. Let me bring it up. Just give me 1 second, because I did have some corrections here for the park opening time. Let me bring it up. Just give me one moment. Event schedule. Bring it up on the screen so y'all can see here. All right, so the schedule was updated. If you have not seen the updated schedule, make sure you go to our website and go to the schedule. Friday was 9 a.m. I said 8 a.m. earlier. I do just want to make a correction. It is 9 a.m. that the gates open, and the driver's meeting is still at 11. And Saturday, is when the park opens at 8 a.m. As well as Sunday. Again, when registration will open, we'll have people at the registration booth. We'll do another drivers and safety meeting about an hour afterwards, just because that day is so full packed of events. We want to make sure we get that knocked out of the way. Won't be but 10-15 minutes. We just need to make sure nobody has any last minute questions and make sure everybody's up to date on the safety briefing. The treasure hunt begins at 10 a.m. and more details to come for the treasure hunt. Especially at the park, we'll have actual specific instructions on how to do the treasure hunt and what to expect out of it once you get there. The King of Wildcat Mountain chart starts at 11 a.m. sharp. So those that want to compete in the Wildcat Mountain Challenge or the toughest crawl competitions, you need to make sure your buggies are ready, all your safety gear's in place, and be in the staging areas no later than the starting time, because we need to run these through pretty quick, because I don't know how many people are going to show up for the actual competition side of it, but we do know it's going to take them a minute to get through it. And if 20 or 30 buggies show up, we might be out there for a while. So we need to make sure that nobody's starting late. So we got the King of Wildcat Mountain Challenge at 11. That'll run through until we're done. And then 4 p.m. we'll start the toughest crawl competition. Both of these competitions will start at the bottom of Wildcat Mountain, at the base of where Damn It Derek and Penthouse start at, which is just off the trailhead of Rocky. And for spectators, that people that want to watch the competitions, you're more than welcome to come see them. Staging area for the competitions will be at the top of King of Wildcat Mountain. We'll have a taped off area up there for the toughest crawl area where they can come and spectate in that area. And then as far as the one for the King of Wildcat Mountain Challenge, there's not too many good areas to see what's actually going on there, except for the top of Wildcat Mountain, where you'll see them come up Penthouse, cross over, and then go back down. And they'll come up back stairway. But we will be having, I think our goal is to have a drone out there with live feed so everybody can see it on their devices and everything else. So we are trying to work on those specific details so people actually can see better and get a better view of it. But I think some of this you might be able to see from Area B, if I remember.
Area B, you can definitely watch the toughest crawl up Loose Rock. That one's a nice clean shot. You can see it from the campsites and all that. So that one's, if you don't want to be right up close and you just want to see them make the whole run, that might be a spot to sit. Or right at the base off of the park roads. There's a stock tank there. There's a little area that couple can park in there, but we got to make sure to keep the trails open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the park's going to be open for normal use anyways.
Sure.
It's not just our event. There's other clubs that are out there. There's other shops running some 101 stuff out there. So we got to keep the trails open. So please don't block the trails, but try to get yourself a good view.
Absolutely. So, and we'll run the toughest crawl competition until it finishes out. The live music for Envy of Them All does start at 6 p.m. at the pavilion down there by the general store. And then the treasure hunt will be finished and final over at 7 p.m. and we'll announce who finished it. And then, of course, we have our night ride again at 9 p.m., which is, so the live music runs from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So right after the music stops, we'll line up to get in the staging area to head out for the night rides, get everybody grouped up, make sure everybody's good to go, and we'll head on the trails and be back in the park by 11:30. Or be back in the area B by 11:30. Let me correct myself. And then Sunday, it's the last day of the event. But don't go home yet, because there's still some stuff that you might want to be participating in. We have the best built buggy competition, or the full size built buggy competition, and registration for this will be on site. If you have a build of a unique type or the best build out there, or the coolest looking buggy, or whatever you think it is, and it's worth standing up to other people in their competition buggies, please feel free to sign up for it. We'll have a sign up list at the event at the registration booth for you to participate this. So you can sign up as early as Thursday or sign up the day of. The judging of the competition will start at 10 a.m. And I mean, we're not just talking about custom vehicles. We're talking about nice Jeeps, side by sides, whatever it is you think is worthy of the coolest rig on the road or on the coolest rig on the trails. We want to see you enter this competition.
Is there going to be a category for the most custom pinstripes?
We might have to throw that one in there, huh?
I mean, I got some decent ones.
And then, of course, don't forget about our beginners class or rock crawling 101 class starts at 10 a.m. as well. And we're actually going to change our 101 up a little bit than what we're normally used to. I've had a lot of requests on, can we break it down just a little bit more to a basic class? And we absolutely going to do that for this.
So what we're hoping with this is more of a classroom setting versus going out and just wheeling it. There's a lot of people that are asking us, why do I have to do this? Why do I need to do that? Why should I do this at this time? Why at that? So we want people to understand the benefits of doing different things, like different tire pressures. I found that out a huge difference in wheeling different tire types with different pressures. So we're hoping small things like that will really get people to enjoy. You know, if there's sway bar disconnects, if you want to do just front and rear. Some vehicles are just nice and easy, like the Rubicon Jeeps. You just press a button, that sway bar is disconnected. Other ones, you're just going to jump down there with some wrenches and start unbolting things. So, and there's benefits to everything, and there's cons to things. And that's where we're hoping that 101 can narrow down some of those questions that people have. When you get on the internet, there's always 10,000 opinions on everything.
Absolutely.
So this is going to be kind of our tried and true. This is our philosophy because of this. And
what has worked and what hasn't worked.
Yeah,
you know?
and you work on a ton of vehicles. You ride with a bunch of your customers when they go to test their equipment. So it needs to be done to where people can understand there's no one set answer because there's too many variables. This park compared to another park, you might even change things. But these are why you need to think about different options.
Absolutely. So the 101 class will actually kick off over at the pavilion. We'll have everybody come sit on the picnic tables, and we'll kind of do a little introduction thing, and we'll talk about the basic functions of your vehicle and talk about your lockers, your tires, your sway bars, and what necessity type equipment you want to carry in your vehicles, what to expect on the trails, and we'll go in a little bit more discussion and also open up for a Q&A. And then we'll do that. And as soon as we get done with that, we'll get everybody aired down, and we'll hit the trails and go do some basic rock crawling. And if things go well, we might turn it into a 202 or even a 530. So we'll see how things go.
Oh, I'm all about some 530. Go for 5, talk for 30. Yeah. Get y'all to understand what we're doing.
Absolutely. So that will finish up the Sunday schedule and sum up the event. So we've got a lot of people signed up so far. We're super excited about it. Now let's talk about what how the process works once you get to the park and what to expect and how you need to get to the event and actually sign up for it if you haven't done so already, or check in if you have signed up already. That's one thing I do want to make sure everybody does. If you have pre-registered on the website, which we are grateful for, we love everybody signing up on the website. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure you go to the letsgetcrawling.org website and get your pre-registrations today. That gives us a little bit better idea on who's actually going to be out there number-wise. But get to the park, you pull in the front gate, you go to the main the main office there. You'll be directed in, and you'll go up to the main window, sign your waivers for the park itself. The park does have their own fee for the entry of the park. And it has nothing to do with us. Not that Let's Get Crawling event. They're not associated with payments of fees or the registration for any of the competitions or anything like that. So Go up there. I think it's $30 a day per person or something like that. They may or may not have a weekend special going on for the entire weekend. I don't know. I don't have those answers. If you have not reserved for camping yet, I don't know what's available right now.
Last time I looked, it was really thin.
Yeah, last time I checked, it was pretty thin out there. I know they've got plenty of primitive camping still open. I think still correct. So if you still want to do primitive camping in your camper or your tents, I think they still have plenty of room for that. Or if you're just coming out for the day use, then of course they got day use as well out there. If you do have questions about lodging or staying out at the park during the event, make sure you hit the Hidden Falls Adventure Park website and go to their booking, put in the dates, and see what they have available. If you have any questions about the lodging or staying there while you're there, feel free to call the park and they would be more happy to answer. They are open now 7 days a week, so you can call them at any point during normal business hours to ask them about bookings or anything else about regarding the park. So all I ask is don't call them and ask them questions regarding the event itself, because even though they're supporting us, they're allowing us to do it on their park. None of their staff are trained or have any really information about the event itself. So feel free to drop us a note, a comment on our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Drop us an email at info@letsgetcrawling.org. And we'll be more than happy to get those questions out to or answered for you. So once you do check in, you get your waiver signed and your payment made. Just make sure if you're under 18 years of age, you must have a parent or guardian. So make sure you have that with you. And you'll continue on into the park, down the park road. The first area you'll encounter is Area A, which is a camping area. They've got full RV hookups there. If you're registered for lodging, that's where in Area A, that's where you're going to be staying at. They do have some cabins in the back of Area A as well as some primitive camping spots. If you're not, or if you're out there for day use or for Zips Corner or any of the other cabins or Area B, you're going to continue on down the park road, and then you're going to come to the Area B. Remember, anytime you're on the park roads, from the gate all the way in, 15 miles an hour is the speed limit out there, so please respect the park rules. Last thing we want to do is deal with a lot of complaints from the park rangers or staff or even any of the people that are in the park itself, people speeding up and down the roads. So once you get to Area B, where the general store is, come find the registration booth. We'll be right in front of the general store, kind of right next to the pavilion. We'll have a big off-road shenanigans 10 by 20 canopy with all of our products and stuff in it. But right next to it, you'll see a tent that says register here. Just come and say, hey, I'm here. This is such and such. I signed up for this, and we'll check you off on the list to make sure that we have you and that we do expect you for the trails. If you have not pre-registered or you're not sure what you want to sign up for yet and you want to register on site, that is fine as well. Just make sure you come see the registration booth as soon as you possibly can when you get to the park. So that way we can get you on the list. We can add you and make sure we divide the groups accordingly. And that's pretty much it. If you're doing any of the competitions, as far as the toughest crawl or the King of Wildcat Mountain Challenge, I ask you to take your buggy, your vehicle, your side-by-side, whatever it is you're competing in, and right next to the registration booth, there will be a tech inspection place. We'll see a cargo trailer there with tech inspection yard sign next to it. Bring it by there for one of our staff members just to go through your buggy and make sure there's no safety concerns that we need to make sure we pay attention to and get corrected before we do get you on the trail and compete. Last thing we do is need you hurt or your buggy causing issues or anything like that. So we just need to do a once over on it. And if there is any issues, we can try to correct it as quick as we can and get you in the competition. And we should have, I know Brockbuster's going to have his canopy out there. We'll have some Rhino products out there. And so you'll get to see some of that. I know the general store has some product in there as well as some merchandise. We will have the Let's Get Crawling merchandise at the registration booth. So if you want a shirt or hat, you can buy it on site or on the website. The website should be available by, hold my breath on here. Hopefully Wednesday or Thursday this week, I should have these shirts and the hats available on the website at letsgetcrawling.org. So if you want to buy your swag and pick it up at the event when you get there and don't have us ship it to you, I will more than happy to do that. There will be a spot on there where you can do pickup on location. And then I'll see the pre-orders coming in. I'll save you your shirt or your hat or whatever it is you're buying. And we'll have it there aside for you when you show up to the event. So tell me who can come to this event, Michael? Who are we expecting out there? Who can come play with us?
Anybody and everybody. The park has their rules about minors, making sure they're signed. For us, we're just going to ask that you're 18. You have a safe vehicle. We want to make sure everyone, if you're going to be competing in the two big events, seat belts, or we have a concern about if your roll cage is too close to your head, whatever, you'll need some type of helmet to make sure you don't whack your head. And we want everyone just to be safe and enjoy it. Closed shoes, pants, safety, basic safety stuff. And beyond that, those are our big things. If you just want to come out and hang out at the park, you're anybody and everybody. I mean, if you want to bring out your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, as long as you got a spot for them to ride in your vehicle, bring them out.
Absolutely.
We will. Every once in a while, I call my mom, and she just jumps in my Jeep and wheels with us. We have a couple of our friends that bring out their little youngsters, and they're all bouncing around. So there's plenty of stuff to do out there for anyone to come out and enjoy the day.
Not only that, something I do want to mention that hasn't been mentioned yet, and I do want to refresh everybody's memory, or if you don't know at all, if you're coming out for the 4 days, or everybody's like, well, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time at one park. Just saying, bring your firearms, because there's a range like at the same spot. I mean, Copper Cove, I think, or Copperhead yeah. Shooting range is right there on the property. They have small arms, or small firearms. They have long range. I've never been over there yet, but
get on the Hidden Falls Adventure Park website and see what they got. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and then by the time we get out there, even if we go for a 2-3 day weekend, I still don't find time. I always find another trail.
Well, for the people that want something else to do while they're at the park and worried about getting bored or something like that, bring a case of ammo or a box of ammo or whatever it is you want to bring, and bring your firearms out there and go over to the Copperhead Shooting Club and enjoy their ranges over there, because I've heard it's actually pretty nice over there, and I think they're expanding it too right now, so I'm not exactly sure all caught up on that. But anyway, it's just something else for you to do out there. Something else I haven't talked about for all you RC people out there, your remote control crawlers and buggies out there. They actually have an RC course on site. They think they have an actual course right there by the general store,
right in front of the store.
And then they have another one across the road over there by the cabins. So if you're a rock crawler RC type person, bring out your RC toys.
The general store does rent a couple of their RCs as well.
Do. I forgot about that.
Because every time we go out there, we hear a little kid, Dad, can I get... Sure enough, someone finally gets drawn into it.
And they're actually pretty nice little crawlers too. They're pretty cool. And if you didn't bring one, and you didn't rent one from the store, we'll have a few out there that you can actually buy at our vendor booth. We'll have some rock crawlers out there that you can actually purchase and go play on them too if you want to. So make sure you come check that out as well. So that's pretty much it. Only thing else I want to say is we still need help. We're still looking for volunteers that want to help us with this event. We're looking for people that want to help us with safety, which is, we're going to place you up and down the trails as the competitions are going on, just to be there for, an extra lookout, to get on the radio and call for help when needed. We still need trail guides that know the park well, and can take our groups on the trail rides that we have set up for. And we also need some hands around the registration booth and the vendor booths and all that kind of stuff too, just to kind of help manage all that. So if you or anybody else, or you got a teenager that just wants something to do and he's bored or she's bored and once we get their hands dirty, and then make sure they get on our website, the letsgetcrawling.org, and sign up for volunteer and help us out on the event. We'll appreciate every bit we can. If you help us out, we'll feed you, we'll clothe you. No, I'm just kidding. We'll give you a shirt. And if you're on the safety team, we'll have a vest for you as well. So we'll appreciate all the help you can absolutely send our way.
And it's not an all-day thing.
No, absolutely.
There's short windows for these time frames for you to come out and give us a hand.
Yeah, if you can help for an hour, or if you can help for just one of the activities, and don't want to help out, just, hey, I'll take you for one of the activities or for, one of the trail rides. I don't care, as long as we can get some help out there. That's the important thing. Is there anybody out there that's watching or has been following us that has questions for us, has comments they want to say or share with us before we sign off for the night? Because it is right under an hour and we have a few more minutes before we have to sign off. So this is your opportunity to chime in. What else you got, Michael? You got anything else you can talk about tonight, buddy?
I'm just ready for it.
We are.
We've been talking to people for so long about it. I'm ready.
You know what I'm ready for more than anything? Actually seeing who shows up.
Yeah.
I want to see who shows up. That's all I care about. I don't care about any of this stuff. I just want to see who shows up.
You're so right. Every time I show up to the shop, I'm like, all right, where are numbers at? Where are numbers at?
I watch the numbers like it's a bad habit. I mean, every day I'm on there for minutes and hours and hours and checking stuff. I'm like, who signed up today? Who signed up today?
Yeah, it's just one of those where I get
hey,
excited.
Wesley.
And I want to see everyone out there, and I want to see the different events get going, because I enjoy it so much. I just want to get more people into the sport, welcome more people to our off-road family. And I mean, we talked a little bit about it on Shop Talk this last week. We ran into a couple people out there at that event that were awesome to talk to. Next thing we know, they're on our podcast with us. We're talking about it, and it's just meeting people and the networking and meeting more and more people from all over. This off-road world is so opening to a lot of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've joined a couple different clubs, ridden with different clubs, and it's funny how you start meeting people in different areas. And
well, the biggest thing is too is
people.
What I keep telling myself over and over again is that we're getting our feet wet with this event. This is just the beginning of a really big thing that we really want to create, right? We want to repeat this year after year, bring more vendors in. It's crazy on how we've started and talked to all our vendors, and on our end, bad timing for the vendor side of it, because SEMA is literally the day after. I mean, I think we're leaving like the night of after the event's over to go to SEMA.
Yeah, we're packing up, going back, unloading, and you're jumping in another truck to drive.
I'm jumping in another truck to drive 20 hours out to go do SEMA for a week. So with Bronkbuster. So the amount of sponsors and vendors that the potential that we have for next year, for the next event, is going to be huge.
Yeah, we didn't realize some of them need that far in advance notice, because they're booking their trucks and trailers to events a year or two out. They're already slotted.
They said most of the time, January, that 30-day window is all you got to get all your planning in, all your requests in, all your sponsorship requests in, because that's their month of planning for the entire year. So definitely learned a valuable lesson there. But, it wasn't really, our bad doing. It's just bad time and all, but that's okay. We're still going to make one heck of an event out of it.
Yeah.
With or without.
So we'll take a month off, and then we start resetting for next year.
Absolutely will. So just a refresher, Let's Get Crawling, October 31st, November 3rd. Can't wait to see y'all out there. Check out the website, letsgetcrawling.org. You can find us at Instagram at Let's Get Crawling. You can find us on Facebook at Let's Get Crawling. And you can find this podcast and other podcasts that we've done previously up to this point on our YouTube at Off-Road Shenanigans YouTube channel, under the live feed, or the actual channel. I think we have a Let's Get Crawling channel, or playlist. That's what it is.
Playlist. Yeah.
Let's Get Crawling playlist on there. You can see all the previous podcasts that we've done. And we have one more podcast left before the event.
Yes.
The final podcast. The final podcast up to the event. So that's going to be our big podcast. We might have a special guest on there in a minute. We'll see. So, guys, we appreciate everybody's support. We appreciate everybody coming. We can't wait to see y'all's faces out there. We can't wait to put some tires on the ground. And let's get crawling. Y'all see y'all later.
Roll up to the night, side by side. Big buggies, rock crawlers, feeling alive. Loose rocks ahead, toughest ride. Engines roaring, let's take that dive. Jeeps high, headlights cut through the dark. Metal monsters leaving their mark. Gravel flying, dirt in the air. Feel the challenge if you dare. Let's get crawling, let's get rolling. Engines revving, spirits soaring. Night riding, tough and wild. Feel the thrill like a rock child. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rising, sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, fire near. Steel beats under the moon's watch. Rough terrain, no time to botch. Headlamps shining, keep us on track. Through the toughest, can't turn back. Let's get crawling, let's get rolling. Engines revving, spirits soaring. Night riding, tough and wild. Feel the thrill like a rock child. Jeeps high, headlights cut through the dark. Metal monsters leaving their mark. Gravel flying, dirt in the air. Feel the challenge if you dare. You dare. Let's get crawling, let's get rolling. Engines revving, spirits soaring. Night riding, tough and wild. Feel the thrill like a rock child. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rise, the sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, watch the rock child. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rise, the sky so clear. Heartbeats drill like a rock child. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rising, sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, fire near. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rising, sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, fire near. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rising, sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, fire near. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rising, sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, fire near.